When you've built a $200 million empire and own over 2.5 million square feet of real estate, what do you do for fun? If you're Manny Khoshbin, you build one of the most insane car collections on the planet. With over $50 million in hypercars, custom one-offs, and some of the rarest Bugattis, McLarens, and Paganis ever made, Manny's garage isn't just a collection. It's a showcase of automotive excellence. Let's dive into the ridiculously exclusive world of Manny Khoshbin's $50 million garage. Starting with one of the coolest cars in Manny Khoshbin's collection, his 2008 Rolls-Royce Drophead. Now, you might think a guy like Manny, with all of his Bugattis and hypercars, would be ripping around town in something crazy every day. But no, his go-to ride for 11 years straight was this absolute luxury yacht on wheels. And honestly, that kind of tells you everything you need to know about this car. The Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe is not just a car, it is a statement. It's got that old-school Rolls-Royce charm mixed in with modern elegance. That massive 6.75-liter V12 under the hood, smooth as silk. Those suicide doors, pure flex. And that interior, think private jet, but better. Manny calls it his favorite daily driver, and it makes total sense. This thing is effortless. No crazy turbo lag, no harsh race seats, just plush leather, wood trim, and that signature Rolls-Royce magic carpet ride. Whether he was heading to business meetings or just cruising down the PCH, the Drophead was always the perfect blend of style and comfort. And let's be real, when a guy who owns multiple Bugattis and Paganis still chooses to drive a Rolls-Royce every day, you know it's something special. But if you thought Manny's love for luxury ended with Rolls-Royce, well, think again. Because when it comes to sheer automotive obsession, nothing in his collection tops his Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren lineup. And we're not talking about just one or two. He owns 9 of them. Now, the SLR is already a special car. It was Mercedes and McLaren's love child, originally priced between $300,000 and $400,000. But today, each one is worth well over $1 million. Manny's collection includes some of the rarest and most unique variants ever made. There's the MSO HDK edition inspired by the 722 GT race car, a Heritage edition, and even a Roadster variant he's held on to for over a decade. It all started back in 2008 when his brother found an SLR for $290,000, and Manny just couldn't resist. The obsession kicked into high gear when he picked up a second one for just $250,000, and from there, he never looked back. Now, he's got one of the most insane SLR collections on the planet. Next, let's talk about something even more rare and personalized. Manny's Pagani Huayra Hermès Edition. This isn't just any Huayra. This is a one-of-one, fully customized masterpiece, blending Italian hypercar engineering with craftsmanship of one of the most luxurious fashion houses in the world. Even before the Hermès treatment, the Huayra was already a special machine. Only 100 exist worldwide, each one packing a twin-turbo V12 from AMG with 730 horsepower. The base price, a cool $2.5 million. But Manny, he took it several steps further, working with Horacio Pagani himself and the designers at Hermès to create something completely unique. The cost of this bespoke project? An additional $4.5 million. That is right, the customization alone nearly doubled the price of the car. The process wasn't quick either. It took over a year to finalize the design, making sure every detail was perfect. From the custom Hermès leather interior to the specifically designed luggage and trim, this Huayra is dripping in hyper-exclusive luxury. And yet, despite all that effort, Manny's got a couple of small complaints, specifically about the horn and turn signal placement, which, let's be honest, is a very Pagani thing. And here is the kicker. He barely drives it. He takes it out maybe once or twice a year. Because when a car is rare and valuable, every mile feels like adding wear to a priceless work of art. But hey, when your collection is this stacked, you can afford to let some cars sit like museum pieces. But if you thought the Pagani Huayra Hermès was the pinnacle of luxury, Manny took things even further with his Bugatti Chiron Hermès Edition, one of the most exclusive and expensive Bugattis ever made. This wasn't just a write a check and take delivery kind of deal. Manny spent years working with Bugatti and Hermès to make this car one of a kind. The design was finalized in 2016, but the actual build process took much longer, ensuring that every inch of this Chiron screamed luxury and exclusivity. The most striking feature? The Hermès Grey, or chalk white paint, a soft, elegant shade that you won't find on any other Chiron. But it's not just about color. This car is loaded with custom Hermès touches that set it apart. Up front, you've got an H-pattern grille, a nod to the French fashion house's signature style. Inside, a cashmere interior, something you'll almost never see in a hypercar. And then there's the rear wing. When it pops up, it reveals the Hermès Corbette's horse pattern, a subtle but absolutely next-level flex. And of course, there's the final touch, an engraved dressed by Hermès badge, just in case you forgot how special this car is. The price tag? $6 million. Yeah, this isn't just a Chiron, it is a rolling piece of art, handcrafted by two of the most prestigious brands in the world. And if you thought Manny was done with Hermès collaborations, well, think again, because his McLaren Speedtail Hermès Edition is yet another hyper-exclusive fashion meets performance masterpiece. The Speedtail itself is already a legendary machine, McLaren's ultimate Hyper GT, designed to hit 250 miles an hour while wrapping its driver in absolute luxury. But Manny wasn't satisfied with just owning one. He decided to make it truly unique. That's where Hermès came in yet again, turning this already rare car into something completely bespoke. The price? A casual $3 million, but the details are what really make this Speedtail special. The interior is wrapped in vintage leather, giving it that rich, old-world feel you just don't see in modern hypercars. And then there are the Hermès branding touches, subtle but incredibly well integrated. You'll find H logos in the front grills, the engine cover, and even painted onto the doors. One of the coolest details is the custom camera mirrors, but they're not just for show. Each one is engraved with the exact coordinates of McLaren and Hermès' headquarters, symbolizing the collaboration between cutting-edge engineering and high fashion. And because Manny never does anything halfway, the Speedtail Hermès Edition also comes with a $35,000 Hermès trunk bag and a set of luxury driving gloves, because let's be honest, if you're driving a $3 million hypercar, you might as well do it in style. And speaking of McLaren masterpieces, let's talk about one of Manny's most prized possessions, his McLaren P1. This isn't just any P1 though, no, this is one of only 8 in the world with an exposed carbon fiber body, and it's the only one with a matte finish. That means you're looking at a car that's not just insanely fast, but also visually one of a kind. Manny picked up this hybrid car back in 2014, when McLaren was rolling out the P1 as part of the holy trinity of hybrid hypercars, alongside the Ferrari LaFerrari and Porsche 918 Spider. With 903 horsepower and a top speed of 217 miles per hour, the P1 was McLaren's way of showing the world that hybrid tech wasn't just for efficiency. It was for pure, unfiltered speed. And while the P1 originally cost around $1 million, it's only gone up in value, now estimated at over $1.6 mil. Not a bad return on investment for a car that already delivers one of the most mind-blowing driving experiences out there. Manny has a garage full of rare hypercars, but this P1, it's one of those special few that perfectly balances cutting-edge performance with true collector value. Now, if the P1 is McLaren's ultimate hybrid hypercar, then Manny's McLaren Senna is the brand's most extreme, track-focused machine. And this isn't just any Senna. Manny's car features a special livery that pays tribute to Ayrton Senna's first F1 win with McLaren, making it even more meaningful. With 789 horsepower from a twin-turbo V8, the Senna isn't just fast. It's a downforce monster, built to dominate racetracks. It'll hit 208 miles an hour, but it's not really about top speed. It's about how insanely precise and agile this car is in the corners. Compared to his P1, Manny says the Senna handles better, but there's a trade-off. It's not nearly as comfortable. The suspension is stiff, the interior is bare bones, and this car is all about performance first, luxury second. At $1.5 million, the Senna is a serious investment, but it's also one of the most hardcore, purpose-built supercars ever made. In a collection of high-end luxury hypercars, this one stands out as a pure, no-nonsense driving machine, built in honor of one of the greatest racers of all time. But if we're talking about record-breaking cars, then we've got to mention Manny's Bugatti Veyron, the first production car to smash past 250 miles an hour, officially hitting 253 miles an hour, and cementing itself in history as the hypercar that changed the game. Now, if you've ever wondered what it actually costs to own a Veyron, well, let's break it down, because Manny just spent a staggering $155,000 on maintenance alone. That included $55,000 for a set of tires and an oil change, $32,000 to replace the radiators, and another $65,000 just to fix the rear wing. Yeah, that's the kind of upkeep that makes even a millionaire think twice. And now this Veyron is for sale for around $1.4 to $1.45 million. Not bad for one of the most iconic hypercars ever built. But Manny doesn't just own any Veyron. No, of course not. He also has something even rarer, the Bugatti Veyron Rembrandt Edition. This is one of only 3 in the world, part of Bugatti's Legends series, and it comes in a gorgeous bronze and exposed carbon fiber finish. Inside and out, this car is filled with platinum accents, including the signature elephant emblems, a nod to Bugatti's history. And despite its insane potential, yep, it can also hit 253 miles an hour. Even as a roadster, Manny has barely driven it. With only 900 miles on the odometer, this is basically a collector's item. So while most people would be lucky to see a single Veyron in their lifetime, Manny has 2, including one of the most exclusive special editions ever made. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this.